This white painting sold for $20 million in 2015. It's called The Bridge and was painted by Robert Ryman. If you peel back the painting, you'll find a list of all the celebrities who went to Epstein's Island. Just kidding. Zooming in though, it really is just a monochromatic white painting. There's some 3D texture here and there, but it's nothing extraordinary. So why is it worth $20 million? When we look at Renaissance paintings like the Mona Lisa or Impressionist pieces like Van Gogh, it's easier to make an argument why they should be worth a fortune. First of all, a kindergartner couldn't have done it. And second of all, it's an impressive piece of art that requires mastery of technique. But part of the appeal of modern art is that peasants like you and I just don't get it. The elitists get off on pissing off regular people because if the common people hate it, then it must be good since they're just too basic to understand it. So why isn't my painting worth $20 million? Well, that's because I'm not in the club. Robert Ryman was part of the elite art world. His wife was an art historian and he's friends with other famous artists. Granted, he came from humble beginnings and worked as a security guard at the Met for a bit. I guess that's some solace behind my cynicism, but there's no denying that modern art feels like a scam. Jackson Pollock's Random Paint Strokes is a revered piece of American modern art that sells for hundreds of millions of dollars, and it looks like my painting project from grade 1. Mark Rothko paints 2 colors on a canvas and it sells for $86 million in Christie's auction. Barnett Newman's Blackfire 1, featuring 2 majestic rectangles of black and beige, sold for $100 million to a German art collector. But hey, maybe I'm just a hater and jealous. I mean, I'm no art connoisseur. So let's see how the art world describes these works. A bird nest-like depiction of chaos and a prime example of abstract expressionism, Jackson Pollock's No. 5, 1948 has become one of the most recognizable paintings by a 20th century American. Painted during his drip period, Pollock was using new techniques to express emotions with colors and lines. Controversial but seen as desirable, the drip painting caught the eye of new art collectors who were looking for the most modern thing available. By subverting classical norms with his outlandish style, Pollock showed that the thought behind his painting was as valuable as the effort he exerted for it. Honestly, sounds like a load of BS to me. And I think even Jackson Pollock knew it was fluff, since when the painting was moved to its new buyer, it was damaged when a piece of the paint fell off. Pollock repaired the painting before sending it on its way, commenting, "He'll never know. No one knows how to interpret my work." Yeah, because it's just scribbles. And what about Mark Rothko's Orange, Red, Yellow? Gallery Intel says, "You can clearly see how its intensity, its primal qualities, its force, its vibration, its purity, and its ability to transcend boundaries all appeal to Rothko." When you find yourself in front of a Mark Rothko painting, think of the experience as a meditation. Give it time. Meditate on the colors, on the space they occupy, on the emotions you feel while looking at the canvas. Rothko's abstractions, his storylines are non-representational, so it's best not to look for figurative associations. They're also very large, which allows you to clean your peripheral vision and focus solely on the palette at hand. This sounds like me in English class trying to find meaning in the blue sky in the book when the author just wanted to write about the clear sky for no obvious reason. My take on art is how it makes you feel. Anything can be art. The world is a beautiful place and you can find meaning wherever you desire. There's no reason why a solid color painting can't be meaningful to you. I mean, I personally didn't feel anything when I saw the Mona Lisa in Paris. It just looked like a poorly drawn woman to me. Instead, I did appreciate the architecture of the Louvre, the beautiful details, the herringbone floors, and Pei's iconic glass pyramid. You don't need to justify why art is good. Art is subjective. It's a bit like piano. Is classical music better than today's rappers? Is Mozart more talented than The Weeknd? It doesn't matter. Both have audiences they appeal to. But we can't ignore the elephant in the room. Let's talk money laundering in the art world. How real is it? In the early 2010s, the Mexican government passed a law that required more information about buyers and how much cash could be spent on a single piece of art. Immediately, the art market crashed and tumbled 70%. Since most art was probably being bought by the Mexican drug cartels to clean their money. So how does money laundering work? Let's take a simple example. Someone has $10 million and buys a Picasso in an auction. They move it to a storage facility in Switzerland. The painting then can be anonymously sold without ever moving an inch. The buyer will just get access to the storage unit. Now the original buyer turned seller has money that was made from a legit business deal. The Economist estimates that Geneva alone holds more than $100 billion worth of US art. But at the end of the day, art can be worth millions because of its associations. If the artist makes the right connections, knows the right people, then their art can be propped up and raved by millions. Think about your workplace. It's not the most talented people who rise to the top. It's those who know how to network and cozy up to the boss that get the promotion. Your value is determined by your network. A Harvard grad might be dumber than a Boston U grad, but the Harvard grad will have a much easier time being in the right rooms with the right people. So next time you visit an art museum, don't feel pressure to like a piece just because everyone raves about it. Appreciate art for what it is and how it makes you feel. The rest is manufactured and superficial.